not long ago, this is 2020, we had COVID and it was a very terrifying period. You were part of those who have been awarded, and specifically for the kind of job you did during these awards. How do you feel, and how do you think the work that we did during COVID contributed to this?
Yeah, thank you very much, and good evening to your all cherished listeners and viewers. So I think it's about 3 years ago, exactly 3 years, 2 days. That is on the 12th of March. We had our two patients who tested positive for COVID-19. In fact, during that time, remember, COVID was made pandemic around, I think, early part of March 2020. And as a country, we continuously were testing because we knew anybody who has COVID will come from outside the country because it was an imported virus which was coming into the whole world. We realized we were not so much prepared like the whole world. Nobody was prepared for COVID. And you remember the sort of things that people were saying, that if you are not very careful, COVID will kill Africans. 3 million or so people will die from COVID. We prepared ourselves. And we then took it upon ourselves through the leadership of His Excellency the President, to try as much as possible to mitigate any adverse problems which will come from COVID. So the President formed the National COVID-19 Task Force, which some of us happen to be very key members because I'm the advisor of health to the President. We also got a national coordinator because as you are aware, COVID is not just a health issue. It became a total socio-economic issue for the whole country. And we brought in a lot of people from all the other ministries and also from civil society, scientists, and from some of our universities and institutions. So that's how the fight began. Then we started having a lot of patients. You remember that we had only 2 places where we have PCR machines which could test COVID-19 virus. That is the coronavirus SARS-CoV-2. And we continued bringing in a lot of PCR machines, inputs, and all sorts of things. Noguchi and KCCR developed a system where we can do pool testing so that when you test about 10 people, it means you have tested about 100 people, which was all innovative ways that were all put together. We then have to find places where we will isolate and keep and manage, especially the critically ill patient, to make sure that we don't have so much deaths. But God being so good, I believe and I'm strongly certain in my mind that all the things that we put in place helped Ghana and assisted us to mitigate any adverse effect from COVID. And we are not different from any other country. We managed to save a lot of people, and we unfortunately lost about 1,462 patients, which brings our case fatality to less than 0.9. What it means is that if you want to see what is happening for any pandemic, you look at the number of tests that you do and the number of the associated deaths. And God being so good, we are one of the best in the country, in the world. And globally, we were also adjudged as one of the 3 countries who managed COVID successfully. That is with, I think, South Korea and I think Hong Kong.